What I've learned from my oldest to newest music videos. The other day, I was watching some of my old videos and I could see a huge difference in my editing and camera angles from then to now. So I thought I should do a video about what I've learned about editing since starting a YouTube channel. This is my first video, Good Old Boy. I uploaded it September 7th, 2020. So right off the bat, the title at the start of Good Old Boy is just bad. I didn't know how to make just plain text. I just settled with this. There is a time and a place for cheesy looking titles, but I've found that with music and editing videos, simple is best. A black background with simple text is best. Keep it short but long enough to read everything. Try not to have too much text going on. You can also do simple text down at the bottom left-hand side of the video, kind of like MTV and music video channels. Keep it simple and uncluttered. This is one of the more busy titles I tried. It turned out kind of cool, but I should have had a drop shadow or a different color outline on the text because it gets a bit lost and hard to read. Adding a drop shadow makes the text stand out. If you have white text and something in your video clip is white, you won't be able to see that text in that area. It makes it hard to read. You want every part of your video to flow. And not too much text. Make it pop out so it's easy to read. Next thing I noticed right away about my first music video, scene changes. My scene change edits are okay, but not great. I found you really want to have your scene changes right on the 1 count of the song beat. Also, do your clips in 4 or 8 bar chunks. So count with the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting this will depend on how fast the song is, how you count it, and what look you're going for. I like to keep scenes changing a lot to keep things flowing. In general, it's not very interesting to watch long clips in a music video. There's a time and a place for longer clips, but there has to be a lot going on in that clip to keep your attention. The scene changes don't always have to be on the 1 count. Sometimes you might need something to start sooner or later than the 1. Another thing about my first music videos, effects and overlays. I was pretty new to editing videos, so I didn't really know how everything worked. As you can see in Good Old Boy, I have way too many effects and overlays going on. It just looks overdone. Less is more. I eventually discovered you can tweak the parameters on most of the effects, LUTs, and overlays. So my first few videos just had effects that were cranked all the way up. I mean, overall, this video is pretty cool for a first attempt, but you can tell I didn't really know what I was doing. Performance clips. I didn't do any B-roll on Good Old Boy, so it's all performance clips. I can see in this video I wasn't comfortable in front of the camera. So yeah, most of it's kind of awkward. I think it's this way for most people. Just keep filming yourself and you'll get used to it and look more natural over time. Most of the camera angles are pretty decent. You'll get better at that as well. Pan and zoom. I knew how to crop shots. If there was something in the corner of a shot that I didn't want to see, I could just crop it out. In Good Old Boy, I didn't do any panning or zooming at all because I thought the camera person did all that. Since I film everything myself, I just thought panning and zooming was not an option. What I've learned about panning and zooming: do it all the time. Every shot should have a bit of panning and zooming. In, out, left, right, diagonally. Even if the shot doesn't need it, just put a really slow zoom in or out, almost to the point you can't tell it's there. It adds a way more finished look to every clip. This, of course, pertains to mostly music videos and also the look you're going for. Even in my non-music video projects, I still pan and zoom all the time, but it really just depends on what kind of video you're making. In this video, Blind, almost every scene has panning and zooming. Some of it, like the really fast clips, don't, but I have a camera movement type effect on to make it kind of shaky. Also, I use a lot of panning and zooming in my Revo Rundown series. It just makes the videos look better. This brings us to scene changes. I started off just doing hard scene changes or fades. These are the simplest and most common scene changes. It takes a good eye to make fades and hard changes look good. It's all about timing with the music. In my video for Shoulda Told Me, I pretty much stuck to hard changes and fades for scene changes. I did do a few of those swipe scene changes as well. When editing, you'll find that sometimes a fade just doesn't fit with a certain spot. It might look better to just use a hard change. Something I do for a lot of my videos is make my own effect for scene changes. I like to use a blur effect with a bit of a glitch type effect right in the middle. So the end of a scene will blur out for a split second, then it'll glitch right as the scene changes, then the glitch goes away and it's blurry for a split second. You can create this effect and then copy and paste it wherever you need. Another thing you can do to keep things interesting, do performance takes indoors with a backdrop or whatever, then do them all outside in the woods or some other location completely different. That way, you'll have a lot of options when editing for scene changes. You can mix them all up, or say for instance, you could have all your chorus sections be indoor shots and then have all your verse sections be outdoor or at another location. However, when filming, take the extra time to film the entire song at different locations and at least 3 different angles. Also, these 3 different angles do like at least 3 different takes of each angle. This way you have plenty of options when editing. Sometimes a few sections of your song might not have a good performance take. If you only have 2 or 3 to choose from and they all have a flaw that you can't cover up, you're kind of screwed. You might have to go film more. It's just really nice to have like even more takes in your pocket to choose from. For most of my music videos, even the short ones, I'll have at least 3 or 4 takes of each different camera angle, close up and further back. So, guitar, lead guitar, vocals, bass, drums, whatever you're doing. So basically, take a lot of performance shots. I usually have 15 to 20, maybe even more performance shot takes of like the entire song to choose from when editing. Same goes for B-roll. Take lots of shots. You are going to end up with way more footage than you'll use, but trust me, it's nice to have all those extra shots. A quick tip with Filmora: when you find effects and stuff that you use a lot, favorite them. So just favorite them so you can easily find them when you're editing. Just click the little heart and it puts it in your favorites list. I'm not sure how this works for other brands of editing software, but it's probably similar. That cinematic look. Up until recently, I'd render my videos at 30 FPS. I think I even used to do some of them at like 60 FPS, thinking that more is better, right? Some videos you might want a higher frame rate, but if you're making music videos, try rendering them at 24 FPS. I feel like they look a lot better at lower frame rates. The higher frame rates to me make things look more like a home video. Around 24 to 25 FPS seems to make things look more professional and cinematic. 24 FPS might make slow motion scenes look choppy though. I'm not sure of a fix for this. If I find jumpy slow motion shots in my edits, I'll just render the project at 30 FPS because it's divisible by 120 or 240. And 120 and 240 FPS is what most slow motion shots are filmed. So keep all of this in mind with slow motion shots. For the most part, slow motion shots do turn out fine, but if it's jumpy and you just want it smoothed out, render it at 30 FPS. Create an intro clip. My first few videos didn't have a channel intro clip. It's basically just a little clip to put at the beginning of every video, short and simple. I'm pretty happy with it and I don't feel I need to change it. I can, however, tweak it once in a while by adding filters or zooming in and out on it. I think having this clip at the start of every video kind of helps people remember your channel name and makes it look and feel like a finished product. That's it for now. Just experiment, have fun. If your videos aren't turning out how you wanted, just post it anyways and start on the next one. They'll get better over time. Keep at it, keep trying new things.